the stock market, meaning companies' new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. This is the no bullshit approach to a bunch of stuff, including political betting, Bitcoin and crypto, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today, Market Mania, we'll grab our sack again for the mailbag. Stats spreadsheet with Jack. He's back on the show. It's Friday thing. Cancel student debt. There's something that that might happen. A HashMask goes for $650K. And Matt Glantz, the Menchies are blowing up. The GME AMC financial revolution was canceled. And then it flipped to Doge for just a second. Jack, I'm glad you're here. But now we're back on to real stuff, as Glantz likes to say. What is going on with CCIV and Lucid? The Menchies are all asking, Glantz, what do I do?
Okay, so that was our pick of the day 2 weeks ago from today, believe it or not. It feels like a long time ago, but it was only 2 weeks ago that we first discovered CCIV, which is the Churchill Capital Investment Group that's looking to hopefully merge with Lucid Motors. And back then, it was not a well-known stock. It wasn't really out there in the media, but as of today, it's one of the top holdings in all of Robinhood accounts. So word's out there. People are betting on this one coming up to a deal announcement. The Lucid CEO was on CNBC this morning touting the car. It looks beautiful, $140,000 Tesla killer. And they're going to have a Super Bowl commercial this weekend, but there's no deal announced. And when he was asked by the host on CNBC if they're going to do a deal with CCIV, he grinned, he smiled, and he said, I can't talk about that. So everyone loved that. Stock's up today, another 9%. It just keeps crushing. So we were talking about $15 2 weeks ago.
Guy smiled. Stocks up. Guy smirked on CNBC. Stocks up. Exactly. Jack, that's clown market shit.
So is it too greedy? Is it too many levels deep to see this as a shorting Tesla opportunity? Are we over that?
Yeah, it's not going to put a dent into Tesla at this point. Maybe 5 years down the road if everything goes well, but I don't think any of these stocks can compete with what Tesla's doing. But a lot of people on Twitter and in the chat are always asking me to update on my CCIV position, how I view the situation now as far as a bet. So just for the sake of transparency, I finally today around 32.5 sold 15% of my position. Not because I like the prospects any less. In fact, I think the deal is even more likely now than it was 2 weeks ago. That's shown in the stock price, but because I think the risk reward at $33 a share is not there like it was at $18 a share 2 weeks ago. So, these SPACs open around $10, $11. If the deal falls through, this stock CCIV is going right back to 10 or 11, but that's not nearly as big of a move from 18 it is from 33. So I think that it's prudent to take some off the table, even though I still think the stock's going higher. Still have 85% of the position. The fund has 30,000 equivalent shares of CCIV and options. We got tons of options. It's one of the most highly traded options stocks now in the market. So it's like out of nowhere. Everyone knows it's either the worst kept secret, Micon, or the biggest farce ever.
I can't help but think about call spreads on CCIV, possibly because I opened one up. But you have this vol that's just really it's massive right now. And then after the deal is announced or not announced or whatever, that vol is going to disappear. Everybody's expecting the pump. That's built in. That's the
hold on there, Micon. So when a stock, usually in the past, when a stock gets taken over or there's a deal, the vol usually does come in a ton, like you're saying. You are correct there. But in these SPAC deals, it's a little different because it's not really a deal or takeover. It's more of just a merger of cash to the company. So the vol hasn't been coming in that much on these SPAC deals. When Clover was announced, when Nikola was announced, the vol stayed. The implied vol and the options was still there. So I'm not expecting a vol to get crushed so much in CCIV, more just expecting the stock price to be over 40 or 50.
Also will pay no matter which way you bet it. moving along, we have dumb shit happening in the crypto markets. Again, a HashMask sells for over 650K. Jack, did you play a little crypto, right? You're aware. You're a crypto aware human.
I'm a crypto aware human. So
did you see this?
Art. I've seen. I got into NFTs like about a week and a half ago. I had friends calling me, telling me about all these basketball cards they were like making outrageous sums on. Not 650,000 though. So help me understand. HashMask.
Cockshot.
Is this literally just art, or is this like also another way to QR code transmit my wallet to somebody?
So the HashMasks, some collection of artists. You can see it at hashmasks.org or something. I had to dive in because whenever something this stupid happens, I just have to see what's going on. It actually, honestly, it looks pretty cool. Thehashmasks.com, and then you have 70 artists, so they say on the site, that created 16,384 unique digital portraits. Each one for sale. Each one comes with NCTs, which you need 1,800 and change to rename your HashMask. And then eventually, after 10 years, no more NCTs will be emitted by the HashMasks in whatever way. And then the artwork will be complete. So there is sort of some pomp and some interesting circumstance surrounding this one. Yes, they're strange little ugly things. I mean, beauty, it's the art of the beholder. They just look like amateur hour little things, but I'm sure I'm missing the nuance and whatnot, from just being hardened by the gambling for so many years. Can't even appreciate art anymore. That's not true. I just don't appreciate this. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. It gives you an emotion. Is it worth $650,000 to get the rarest one?
It reminds me of the art you see on the wall. If you go to like a younger demographic focused Tex-Mex restaurant, like a Mad Mex, this is the art I'm used to seeing on the wall.
Like a chain Tex-Mex restaurant.
Like a chain, like a Sizzler.
It's not Tex-Mex.
So it's scarce art. That's the selling point.
It's an art on the blockchain. It looks like that. That was the one that went for 650K. It was 420 ETH. LOL. I mean, we've already have the real life example of art, which clearly the market's mooned like the last 15 years. So Jack, this is a no shave kind of week. This is a no shave kind of week. This is one of those ones where GME, the revolution was canceled. GME and AMC were not the financial revolution. And then Elon switches from Bitcoin to Doge just because he's a giga chad. And then he just doesn't give a fuck. And he's just like, you know what? Fuck it, Doge. Like, I don't care. He's just doing it as a joke. His girl's sitting next to him. He's like, watch this. I'm going to go ahead and change my thing to Doge. Look, everyone's going to be mad. Watch, honey. Watch. And then like everybody goes nuts. I don't know. I don't know. It's that kind of a week. It's an everyone else is getting hilariously rich other than you. Guy sells something for 650K that looks like that. That's it. It's just that kind of a week.
My last question on this would be my approach when these flash in the pan craziness, stupid money making things happen is I look at how long CryptoKitties went from inception to top, which was like 2.5 weeks. Mm-hmm. And these NFTs, I feel like, have been on my radar for like a week and a half. So is that a good methodology? Is there like a week left?
I mean, listen, this is not this week thing. I've been fucking with NFTs since you were still in high school. That's not true, probably. Might be true.
That's close.
Actually, that might be true. And so Decentraland has little trinkets. My girl, Coin Artist, she's got all sorts of crazy shit into some game, the Neon District game. And then you can get the NFTs and they work in the game, I guess. I don't know. And like, there's NFTs. I mean, they have been happening for a long time.
Enough about NFTs. Let's move on, guys. NFTs are dust. Let's go. Come on.
You got to love this guy. Democrats are going to give away money. Holy shit. Is this who is this? Is this
Schumer and Warren last night put out like a joint note, or I don't know the exact jargon, but they basically said, hey, Biden, let's go. Come on. Cancel it. 50K. And it's $1 trillion. So there's like 1.7 trillion outstanding federal student loan debt. This would take it down to just under 700 billion. So it's $1 trillion in forgiveness, which is pretty material.
Glance, let's say you got 20K student loan debt, and let's say you're like a low 6, you got 100K in the market, and then you can't possibly justify taking money out of the market right now to pay off student loan debt when there's some free roll to get like a 10 ball of it canceled, and they reduce the rate to 0. I mean, you can't. You see what I'm saying from a financial planning standpoint?
Yeah, it's just a mess, and this whole student loan forgiveness thing is crazy because now, if my son who's 18, let's say he was 5 years older and he had student loan debt, he was just done college, and he's paying off his loans every month, or I was paying off his loans, whatever it was, I would stop paying right now. Like, who's going to pay their loans right now?
How can you pay?
Because you might get it might be forgive. Your loan might.
Well, what about
is
your 18-year-old son? If he goes to college, is he then in 4 years still going to be on the hook for the debt he accrues?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's not for people in the future. It's just for people now. It's crazy.
You can't justify. I mean, it's really forcing you to gamble, is what it is. I mean, if you have a possibility of a free roll, if you owe 10K and you have 50K in the market right now, you can't, like, that's one of the dumbest, like, you should like be willing to pay a couple percentage points per year to be able to just like keep that 10K at, the broader S&P, VT, something safe-ish.
Here's the thing.
If you just need to gamble. If
you went to college in the last 10 years and you took out loans, you knowingly did that, you agreed to do it, and you took that risk, and you're on the hook to pay those loans. Now, someone who's in the workforce for 5 years and paid off his loans already and did the right thing, is not going to get anything back. And somebody that hasn't paid it back and maybe he's like fucking off that money, or, if they couldn't pay it back, it's one thing, but maybe they're just fucking off and putting their money in the stock market. They're going to get that 50,000 or 20,000, whatever it is.
It's so crazy.
And the other guy's not. Wouldn't it make more sense to just
I'll inject my little personal philosophy?
Wouldn't it make more sense just to give free college vouchers to people going into college starting now?
College is a scam.
Pick and choose who are the people that already agreed to take out those loans. It's very ambiguous to me.
I had my 30K of debt. My first job out of college on the strip of Las Vegas, making $14 an hour. I paid it all off in a year, and I'm extremely proud of that. And no matter what Joe Biden does, I'll always be proud of it. I don't care if other people get debt forgiven. I'm happy for them. Just because I suffer doesn't mean others must. If
they're going to blast off on military equipment, instead they're just going to blast off on student loan debt, fuck it. Yeah, if they're going to print and do something with it, well, you guys are idiots anyway. Might as give it. Yes, fucking forgive the student loan debt. Sure. I mean, better than buying bigger bombs.
But now think about the 18-year-old kid.
I didn't know. No one sat me down and explained to me what interest rates were and the different way to shop for the market to take out student loan. That was a 17-year-old high school kid. And I was like, I don't know. I guess I go to college.
Yeah, sign this shit. We're going to give you like fucking 6 digits, bro.
Yeah.
The whole, sign it.
They were knowing adults who made these sober, mature decisions regarding a massive financial loan. I don't buy it.
Okay, so
financial
now
literacy is such trash right now in America.
But Jack, let's say you're an 18-year-old kid going into college next year, and you don't need the money, but you could get, I don't know, 50,000 in loans a year for college, and you could take that money and put it in the stock market and gamble. Dude, because the government might pay you back for that 50,000 a year, right? You don't know, but maybe they're going to pay you back. But now you can gamble that money in the stock market rather than pay for college.
Go for it. Life favors the bold. I'm okay with it. I mean, how's it any different from an entrepreneur letting it rip on taking out a 50K loan, running a business?
Sounds irresponsible to me as far as from the leadership, but
it's of course all of it's irresponsible. You pay 40% in taxes and then they just shoot it off in random ways. Yes, it's all very.
I'd rather just give free college to low income. Anyone under $100,000 of parents' income, or whatever, just give them free college going forward. Use this money towards that, and it's fair for everyone.
Americans are so mega cucked. They don't think they're already in socialism where they pay 35% of their income. And obviously you could have it all, Glance. You could have free healthcare. You could have free college. You just have to have less military. I mean,
all right, enough of this shit, Mike. This shit's pissing me off. Let's go to the spreadsheet.
It's not. This is great shit. This is fucking fire. People are going to retweet this, and AOC is going to be involved in the conversation. Stats.
Jack, hit us with some stats, man.
Good numbers. Here they are. ROI. We're looking good. All right. So what do we got here? So these are the picks. This is the
Jack,
ROI glance.
explain to our audience what this is in case they didn't tune in last Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome
Tony,
to the
Tony, take control of the
Friday.
show, Tony.
I'm just here to be part of the report card process and get red in the face when it starts looking bad for me. So walk us
Take
through
us
this,
away,
Jack.
Jack.
All right. So here's what we got. So 2 weeks ago, I had COVID. I was bored. I rewatched every episode, wrote down all the picks of the day because I wanted to know if this was the best place to invest my money. Not that it's investment advice. I did do my own research. So
He
you got
wanted to
here on the
know
screen.
who was sharp on the show and who was an idiot. That's what he wanted to know.
So you've got Glance. We'll use him as the example. 52 picks. So this is like, let's say 1 week out from his pick. So the picks he makes today, I'll look back on February 12th and say, what was the price for the pick on February 12th? What's the ROI? So his 1 week ROI over the history of this show is plus 21%, which when annualized is a pretty healthy number.
That's insane.
Not bad. I'll take it.
And then current is saying like all the picks you've made since the show started in September relative to this week's stock price.
Freaking rock star, Matt. Holy cow.
I mean, but it's also like now I'm going to be in the tank on my picks of the day because some of them are just for like a few points of very short term. And then now they're tracked all the way to current. So like I need to like really be packing in some value in my PODs.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna get
let's just clarify one thing for the audience. I'm not some like super sharp, intelligent guy that just picks stocks. I have information. I trade options very, very frequently in the market every day. So I'm seeing options orders. I'm just trying to figure out which orders are sharp, which, you know, there's a lot of $5 million, $1 million bets and options in different stocks all day long. So I'm just trying to pick them apart to see which ones are sharp. And that's where I give you guys those picks. So it's valuable information I'm giving out. But yeah, it's not me picking stocks. It's me following sharp guys. And I'm not talking about touts. Nobody on Twitter. It's actual people putting in real money bets, like $5 million bets in the options market.
So,
There was
Jack,
also
take us
some,
through. What else? What else is there?
All right, so we got best picks of all time. Where are we at? So this is the best weekly picks. So we got a tie, Mycon and Glance. You both picked AMC. Before it was a meme stock, which was beautiful, at $3.01. As of 1 week out from your pick, the stock was trading. I mean, you pretty much nailed like peak meme.
That was a lucky price for us 1 week out.
Yeah,
that was
that's,
just a high
we were
that 1 week.
sort of aped in for the wrong reasons, but that's all right.
ABML's been an interesting one. Isn't that like the mineral company that's crushing up rocks?
It's lithium battery. It's all the hot stuff. I think it's over. Where is it now? It's almost $4 right now.
It's these new lead
$4.
recyclers are the new.
Wait.
These these lead recyclers
6 weeks ago at 44 cents, and it's now $3.93. So it's up 9x in 6 weeks. Of course,
where's my e-hang?
I sold that one
e-hang?
way too early. By the way, just for the record, I sold
Oh,
ABML at $1.20. That's how much I'm miserable about it right now.
So if you scroll down to the one more chart down, best picks of the day all time. So these are of all time, the number one best pick, E-Hang, October 21st at $9, trading around 87 this week, 800% return.
8-bagger. I still have it. I sold off like 25% of it, but I'm rolling with them.
Yeah, but Mike, that took you 3.5 months to make that 874%.
And then I do, in the interest of accurate data, I do have to issue a formal retraction. Last week, Richie got denied. So you see the fourth best pick of all time, Brett Ritchie, November 25th, called Doge. He called it when it was less than half a penny. So my spreadsheet rounded that down to 0, which created an error in the spreadsheet. So that it's like that pick never happened. But I found it. I fixed it. He actually had a 6-bagger. He called it at like 0.4 pennies. Now it's worth 3 pennies.
Sharp Richie has a lot of on that top 10.
All right, Sharp Richie.
Yeah.
Don't hate on him. Don't sleep, Sharp
He
Richie.
is an expert Robinhood trader, guys.
That guy.
And then the last page is, of course, the worst picks of all time. Which
I would hate to be in the top 4 there. Jesus.
Yeah, you
Not
would.
here to defend himself, but that Trump, I actually profited on that Trump PA one personally.
let me just say in my defense with AHT, I said it was super risky. It was a COVID play, depending on COVID news only. So that was I probably should not have done that, but we weren't tracking back then, so I'll be a little more safe going forward.
GLSI. That's almost a mistake. I think we should get a mulligan here, Jack. I think we should get one mulligan. Just like
Jack, you see that my pick, the fifth worst pick, JMIA, the African Amazon at 19. A week later was 13. Now it's 62. $62 today.
It's
what a bad run for me that week.
It's on both tabs. Jumia.
It's the best pick and the worst pick.
It's on the best and the worst.
That's crazy.
It's volatile market.
Well, Matt, there's a reason you're the best, and I think people are starting to recognize it. We saw this tweet on Twitter here earlier. I just had to pull it up and show everybody. Matt, you were being kind enough to tell everybody your position on Clover Health, and an old friend of yours popped on to say, "My kid follows you religiously now. You're his favorite trader of all time." And he says it's kind of embarrassing because he knew you when you just started out on the options floor. So this has got to feel real good to see that.
That's funny, Tony. That's Ted Friel is a former options trader specialist on the Philadelphia Stock Exchange floor when I was there in the 90s. When I was just a young pup coming up as an independent trader, he was a specialist. I'm trying to remember if he was a specialist in Dell or Sox or something. He was big time. He was a hard ass. Everyone respected him. Really looked up to him. He was a scary guy at the time when I was a young kid. He would yell at me weekly. It's like, get the fuck, we were fighting over trades or whatever. He was very dominant personality. But his kid Ryan, I like that he follows me now. I probably told Ted, I love it.
He's a real Chad trader on the floor there, swinging his big D around.
Mike, give a shout out to Ted Friel's son Ryan.
Shout out to Ted Friel's son Ryan. Thank you for listening.
Good job, Matt.
Mania. Listen, and I just want to tell you, Ted Friel's son, also, this guy right here, Matt Glantz, has no shot long-term in terms of this Jack's ROI segment, because I'm just going to be peppering nothing but like crypto, like sweet spots here. And then my ROI is just going to be destroying this man. Jack, keep keeping that data for us. We need this. I'm going to there's nothing but fire coming out now. I'm in the fucking tank for the 1 year, one week, 1 month. I'm just telling you, Glantz, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, hit me on Twitter if you have any suggestions for how to make the spreadsheet even better.
Yes, hit us on Twitter or TikTok or in the YouTube comments there. Tell us how to make it better. Tony, can you go ahead and reach down and open up your sack real quick?
Absolutely. I'll always reach down to my sack for you anytime you ask. We got one here from Sophia. What advice for crypto noobs?
I am going to tell Sophia that you really need to play this game tight. You don't want to go too far in the weeds. I mean, I think Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, maybe even a little Monero, but like you got to keep it kind of tight. You're going to want some Solana these days, but the way you mix it, I mean, Bitcoin's the elephant in the room. BCH has a chance to take over some payments, and you got Ethereum that, I don't know, everybody, it's really hot, but you can't use it.
I would say just buy the top three. Just get in, buy the top three, let it ride, learn the market. No Ripple, no Litecoin. And then outside of that, there's a lot of crazy shit out there. I don't even know all of it. But and if you are a crypto noob,
I have some good crypto advice.
Okay, Matt, what's your advice?
Very prudent. When Elon tweets about a crypto coin, buy it real quick and then sell it a half hour later. You can't lose.
Mm-hmm. And I would just say if you're a crypto noob, the most important thing you can do is understand why crypto exists. And the best way to understand crypto is to understand what it stands against. So understand our current monetary system and just learn to navigate that language, and then you'll understand a lot more which crypto to buy. But get also, some Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Try to trick you. Everyone's going to trick you into thinking that's the next Bitcoin. And so they're always going to want you to sail in your real crypto like Bitcoin or Ethereum into some random dumb shit, and try not to fall for it, but take the ones that really are like quick 5-10xers. Just, you got to be really dialed in. Jack, what would you give to it? What advice would you give to a crypto noob?
My advice to a crypto noob is the bell curve meme with like the really frustrated smart person in the middle, and then like the dumb guy and the ape. Be on the left or right. For far too many years, I was like this college educated, like, oh no, I have to like study everything, and I need to consider every little angle before. I mean, you just got to let go at some point.
Yep. And I was just smoking weed in 2011 and holding. Just smoke weed and hold.
Yeah.
Just like just no study. This guy knows math. Like, I didn't, no.
Much more effective than like modeling things out in a spreadsheet.
Yep. And my pick of the day would be Chainlink if you want like a non-standard crypto. Get some Chainlink. All right, next question. Apple announced Kia partnership for a car and the stock barely moved. Apple just too big to be impacted by news like that, or a sell the news situation?
It's too big. It's too big and it's too far out. I think they're like, 4 or 5 years out from having any kind of car. And like Apple's just, just too big. It needs for Apple to really move in like just from a news event, it would have to be like sort of like bad news.
Like people need to you always need to think about market cap. If you learn one thing from this show, it's that you need to pay hyper close attention to market cap. And most dumbass stock shows out there never tell you what the market cap is. It's $4 a share. How much the fuck does that mean the company is worth? Apple's a $2.3 trillion company. $2.3 trillion company. That's an Amazon. You can have a Facebook in there. You can grab yourself a Twitter, a Snap, even a Peloton. It's massive. So it's not just one product. They always have to keep reinventing products, but you just need to there's levels to this shit, kids. There's levels.
Then the only other thing we keep getting comments, Jack, is people really want to see this data online. You mentioned you were going to host it. So let's just pump where you're going to host this data on your website or whatever. And I guess I'm speaking for you. Is it possible for you to put this up somewhere where people can find you and look at this data?
Yeah, I'll keep it simple to start because I am not a web developer at all. So getting on the website, it's going to take me a few days. So 2 things. One, at Jack Lysowski, Twitter handle you see on the screen. Just DM me there. I'll send it to you. I have no problem. And 2, I'll do like a reverse show. I'll give someone like $200 to help me make my website better. I'll do that today. So yeah, slide into the DMs. I'll send you a spreadsheet or I'll send you some money if you can help me out.
All right, well, let's get to picks of the day, boys.
All right, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the last picks of the day of the week. Get your safety glasses on. Market Mania pick of the day. Please remember, this is not investment advice. Do your own research. Matt Glantz, what is the pick of the day?
All right. I've been searching for a good short candidate for over a week because all I've had is longs, and I hate just not having any shorts when I have all longs. Finally found one, Virgin Galactic Capital. It's a SPAC, VGAC. It's a piece of shit. It just merged yesterday with 23andMe, which is a great product. I've used it. I've had it for like 12 years, but it's a one-time kind of fee kind of thing. I spent $99 maybe 12 years ago. I've never given them another dollar. I could still use the site. It's not one of these recurring revenue streams. I think it's a piece of shit. They laid off over 100 people last year. They've never made money, and they valued the company at $3.5 billion on the SPAC with Richard Branson. It's just a mess. I really believe that this stock's 17 right now. I really believe it'll be $12 within 2 months. I just think everyone that got in, early investors, are just dying to get out and loving this opportunity to unload on the public. So I'm going to be VGAC for a while.
The real value may be that data of the whole human genome, all the different DNAs could become valuable later. But Glantz is right. You only need it once. Jack, what's your pick of the day?
MicroStrategy, MSTR. I think this is kind of like a new way to play crypto as well. The company holds, I think, 71,000 Bitcoin now. They're like a $4 or $5 billion company. So 50 or 60% of their value is Bitcoin. And in a rational world, since 50% of their value is Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes up 1%, they should go up 0.5%. But in actuality, the stock's up like 40% in the last 3 weeks, even though Bitcoin's been flat-ish. So you've got, it pumps when Bitcoin goes up. It pumps when Bitcoin's flat because there's all this hysteria around, I want to get involved in Bitcoin, but I'm afraid to actually buy it. So I'll buy MicroStrategy instead. I see it going nowhere but up. I would buy a call, buy options. It's the same thing as like a leverage buy of Bitcoin, but you don't have to actually pay attention to getting liquidated. You just, I don't know. I love it. It's been quite good so far.
Fair enough.
All right. I was in at 180 when they bought the coin and sold at 300 something, thinking I was a modern day robber baron, and now look at it. I'm gonna go just because I love it when Glance is short, and then that means I get to put on Solana. There's just a long-term winner that's just gonna be just absolutely tracked by Jack for the rest of the Jack's run on the show, and that's a Solana versus Glance's short of something. Great, love it. About to get back in this game. All right, that's going to do it for this week. It was a crazy one. The financial revolution was canceled. Turns out hedge funds won again. That usually happens when a short squeeze goes down. But we all got caught up. I'll raise my hand. Got caught up in the frenzy a little bit there too. And we are going to just have to let you go today. And we're going to leave you with Night Ranger's Sister Christian. And it goes something like this. Sister Christian, know the time has come. And you know that you're the only one to say, let's play. Like and subscribe right here on YouTube. And follow us at Market Mania Show on Twitter and TikTok, where I still haven't been yet. But I hear we're blowing up and doing numbers. Matt Glantz, tell them to be careful out there. This isn't investment advice.
Be careful out there, guys.
Jack, thank you. Hit him up if you need
TikTok, the new medium.
We will see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's
lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard that the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. Power of attorney where I would turn in. Can't lie like Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine it look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe light flicking the moon.